Welcome to Mastering Solutions, where we're taking the stress out of your science classes. In this question, we're going over velocity. So let's first start off by writing the equation for velocity. Velocity, or v, is equal to the change in position over the change in time. Now we know that change in anything, or delta, is equal to final minus initial. So we can rewrite this as velocity is equal to x final minus x initial over t final minus t initial. For this question though, we aren't given any final or initial things. They're just given exactly what the change in the position and what the time interval was. So obviously we won't need this full equation for this question, but this is a very important concept to understand. So I always want to talk about it any chance we get because it comes up so often in physics. So for this, we just have to calculate what the velocity is for every item, the 4 items that we have. But obviously they're not going to make it super easy. They have to convolute it somehow to make it more difficult. So let's start off by A. And what we have is the toy car. So we have the position that it moves in 0.16 meters. And we need to be sure to keep everything in meters because that's the standard units. And then the time that it does that in is 2.5 seconds. So the velocity for this is 0.16 over 2.5, and then we'll do meters over seconds. So we know that that's the correct formula because it's meters over seconds, which gives us the correct units for velocity. So this is my favorite calculator for all science classes, and it's amazing up through Calculus 1 even. So I did a whole video on this specific calculator, so go check that out. And there's a link for this in the description below to pick up this calculator. This will save your life in your science classes and many of your math classes as well. So we had 0.16 divided by 2.5. which gives us 0.064. So 0.064 meters per second. Then if we go B, which was the soccer ball, and they told us that that moves 2.4 meters in 0.55 seconds. So that velocity is 2.4 meters over 0.55 seconds. So 4.36 meters per second. So far the soccer ball is the fastest. Then if we go to C, we have the bicycle. So the bike, it moves 0.7 meters, and the time, they write it really weird. And this is where I was talking about how they're trying to make it convoluted. So what they're doing, and again, it's just a review, so to make sure that you understand conversion and how to move things around, I'm going to rewrite this. So they give us 7.5 times 10 to the negative 2 seconds. Now this is okay, but it's much easier if we see it without the scientific notation like this. So when we have negative 2, that's smaller, so we're going to move it 1, 2. So that gives us 0.12. 0.75, so it was 1, 2 seconds. So then if we have that velocity for the bike is 0.7 divided by 0.075, which gives us 0.7 divided by 0.075, 9.33 meters per second. And lastly, of course, we have the cat. And the cat moves 8 meters, and the time is 2.2 seconds. So 8 over 2.2 seconds, that was meters, seconds. 8 divided by 2.2 is equal to 3.63. All right, so now that we have the velocity for each of them, obviously it's very straightforward to number which one was the fastest. So of course the bike was the fastest, followed by the soccer ball. Then we have the cat, and lastly, the toy car was the slowest. So the correct order from greatest velocity to the least velocity is C, B, D, A for this specific question.